Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Racing 3. Today we will be doing 25% of 6-cylinder Annihilation series. Last episode we did the final 25% to get 100% in Street Spec Skirmish, and this episode we're going to get the first 25%. And our first race is going to be 3 laps at Silverstone with our Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec. I think this is the first car that I got that had exclusive series, and also because it is a cup, it is likely going to have a 16 or more cars. And look at that, that is definitely at least 16 cars, and with 3 laps we definitely have enough time to win this race, especially even with the 22 car grid with our Paul Walker livery. And 3 to 1, there we go, we have started the race now, and it is the full 22 car grid, and it looks like it is all Nissan GTRs, which means we can easily win this race, maybe even in the first lap. And now they're starting the race already up to 19th into the first corner of the race, and oh my goodness, we already overtook so many cars, up to 12th place, already through 10 cars now, and now through 50% of the whole grid. We're up to 8th place, going to 7th here, then around this yellow Nissan, but then we hit the back of it, and we did lose, I think, a little bit of time. I think we didn't break our front bumper though. But now we've gone up to 3rd place, now up to 2nd place, then around the outside of this blue Nissan, and we have gone up into the 1st place, into the lead of the British Grand Prix within the first lap. That was a great first lap. We basically took we didn't lose almost any time. Now we're going to be pulling away very quickly because they are all Nissan GTRs, and we managed to stay within the lines. That was very close when we were sliding right there. Now we're going to the final chicane, and then we're going to be starting the next lap of the race. I think this is going to be the next lap. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very long track. Now we're going into the final straight of the race, and there is the finish line, guys, and we will be starting the second lap of the race. Let's try to get a fast lap here now, and going through the first corner once again, and we're going very fast now. And also I wonder how much distance we can get between us and second place, because look at how quickly we were pulling away right there from second place. And now we're going through the into the straight. Look at that, already 400 yards the lead. And now we're going into the straight here, which means we're going to be pulling away very quickly. And I don't know why this part counts as on the track and you don't lose any speed, because there's literally white lines that divides it out of the track. Also, I didn't. Also, the AI, they don't usually go there. But look at how quickly we are pulling away from second place. Now going to the final section again. This is definitely a shorter track, but we're 900 yards. We definitely could go for 1,000 yards within the first 2 laps. But now we go to the chicane, and they're going to, and we just lost a lot of our lead there, because they're probably in the straight right now. But now we're in a straight, and look at how quickly we're pulling away 800 yards. And then now we're going to be starting the final lap of the race. And now we're going to the first corner for the final time. Forgot to see how much time we got for the second lap. But look at that, there we go, guys. We have now already gotten to 1,000 yards in the first race of this episode. That was probably only going to be one of the few times we get that, because these cars are horrendously slow, especially unupgraded, and if you have any assists on. But now look at that, we're maintaining our 1,000 yard lead now, and we're going into a straight look, and now we're going to be pulling away very quickly. Look at that already. And now we're going to just end the race, and I think right after this is going to be the final chicane, and hopefully we'll, oh wait, these are lapped cars now. Immediately in the first race we already get lapped cars. We never even got lapped cars in any of the previous series, Pure Stock Challenge, Road Car International, or Street Spec Skirmish, and we're already starting to lap cars now in the first lap. But these, don't take this as a weakness, because they're definitely going to get a lot harder and better in the future races. But now we just destroyed everyone on there, and just about to get 80. Oh my goodness, that was just about the perfect amount to get level 81 22 gold. Let's go. That was a crazy race. We just destroyed everyone there, already starting to lap cars, and also got 1,000 yards basically within the first 2 laps. Okay, guys, our next race is going to be elimination at Hockenheimring. I'm pretty good at Hockenheimring, and also elimination means it's only going to be 8 cars in the whole race. And because this is the second race in the whole series, it probably means there's only going to be Nissan Skylines like in the previous race. So it should be really, really easy. And also, we're fully upgraded and serviced. So this is almost a guaranteed win in this race. And it is going to be the 8 car grid on Hockenheimring. And there it is, guys. Only Nissan Skyline GTRs, meaning we're definitely going to win this race. And there we go. We have already started the race, and we're already starting to overtake people. Because just look at how much of a difference being fully upgraded gives you. Even on such slow cars, through the middle of everyone, we have taken third, second, and first place. We have now taken the lead of the German Grand Prix within the first corner of the race. And also, this car is on the right side. The driver is on the right side. And it is the same as the Nissan Silvia S15, which is the first road car in the whole game. I'm not sure why other Nissans in this game, like for example the 353 and the 370Z, they all have the driver on the other side of the car, similar to the other cars in the game. I'm not too sure why only the GTR Skyline and the Silvia S15 have this. Maybe more Nissans have this, but I don't have any other Nissans yet, except for the 370Z and 350Z. And then now we're going to go into the second lap of the race, going into the final 2 corners, and we're already 200 yards lead ahead of the second place car. I don't think we'll be able to get the full 1,000 yards within the first 2 laps, and also it is only going to be the 8 cars, meaning that the timer will run up very quickly. I think there's 20 seconds for 8 cars, so that means it just should be 160 seconds, 3 minutes to get 1,000 yards. I don't think that'll be possible, but we're actually already over 300 yards in front of second place. Now we're just about to eliminate 4th place. That means we're guaranteed to at least get the podium position now. And actually, we drifted in that corner 2 times in a row. But now we're pulling away from second place. Look at that, very quickly now, 400 yards ahead. And then third place is just about to be eliminated. There we go. Second place is now guaranteed. And actually, we probably could let go of the accelerate and still win this race. But now we're going through the final corner of the race, and now already with a 500-yard lead, we're just about to eliminate second place of the race, and we just barely managed to start the third lap of the race. But there we go, guys. We have now won the German Grand Prix. Oh my goodness. Within the first lap, actually, we got first place. That was a very, very good first corner. And now we're going to be moving on to the next race. Okay, guys, our next race is going to be 3 laps at Brands Hatch. But actually, I want to show you guys our previous livery, because I actually originally made this livery matte black with white, gold, and red stripes on it. I really like this one, and also this Paul Walker livery was really unoriginal, because I've seen a lot of GTR Skylines in this game wearing the Paul Walker livery. So I decided to just put on my regular special edition livery, because this is the Skyline, and it is an exclusive car. So I just had to make it the special livery. And there it is, guys. It is definitely going to be a full 22 car grid. And there we go. We're starting the race, and we already overtook our first car now. And now we're going to start the first corner of the race. Look at how many we're already starting to overtake. And there's a Nissan Skyline. But then we got blocked by this brown Skyline right here. But there's a blue Nissan Skyline with a racing livery, just like ours. Very original indeed, because I don't usually see anyone with a racing livery. Number 1, that means he's a champion. I think in Formula 1 you can only choose number 1 for if you're a champion. But now we're going to go into the 4th place, and then 3rd place is that horrendous livery. Oh my goodness, whoever tried to make that Paul Walker livery horrendously failed. But now already up to 2nd place, and we pushed him out of the track. I didn't mean to do that, I promise you. But now we're exiting the final corner, and we're going to take the lead of the British Grand Prix. And now we're going to start the second lap of the race. We already took first place in the race within the first lap of the race. Now going into the first corner, and we're sliding a lot on that exit. But now going into the second corner of the race, and we're pulling away already. But I didn't actually get a very good glimpse at that racing livery for that blue Nissan Skyline. I think that is pretty cool to have your own livery, especially like how I do. I operate like just like a racing team. I just put a regular livery for almost every single car. Then every once in a while, I just put a special livery, just like this one. I think I'm going to put these special liveries matte black with white, gold, and red, or maybe every single exclusive car that I have in the game will have their own special livery. Maybe in the future, but now we're going to start the second lap of the race, the final lap of the race, actually the third lap. Now going to the first corner for the final time, and look at that, we already cannot even see the second place car in the mirror. Just now we just saw it. But now we're going to be exiting the first corner of the race, just under 100 yards. This track is very short actually. Now we're going to the middle straight of the track, 170 yards. We're now pulling away from second place, but maybe we actually could make more special liveries. And now we're just going to exit the final lap, the final corner of the race. Now into the exit and into the straight, now into the pit straight actually. And there is the finish line, guys. We're just about to win the British Grand Prix. There we go. We have now won the British Grand Prix, and we'll be moving on to the next race. Okay guys, our next race is going to be Endurance at Brands Hatch, which we just did a race at, and I'm pretty good at it. I can do average laps less than 50 seconds, but right after that is going to be the showcase, meaning that this is going to be the second last tier with the Nissan Skyline, because if you've been following this channel, you know that after the showcase of a car, we're going to be moving on to the next race, which is a new car for this series, the Nissan Skyline 370Z Z34. I might make a different video on a different channel, seeing how much of a difference the 370Z and the 350Z, and in the real racing 3 at least. I didn't check what is the first place, but now we're going to start the British Grand Prix, and it is, I think this is I don't remember seeing an endurance race in the street spec skirmish, but now into the first lap of the race and the first corner of the race. And we already started overtaking, but then we hit the back of that red Skyline. But luckily we didn't break our window, because if you break your front window, that means your front bumper is broken. And apparently to Real Racing 3, if your front bumper is broken, you lose a lot of time from aerodynamics. I'm not too sure but if that's true, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Now already starting the more than 0.5 miles. This car is going to be very, very slow. I might actually just cut it straight to the end, because these races take a long time. But now we're going to start the second lap of the race, and I think this is just one lap for 1 mile. That is 7th place with 1.4 miles. Starting lap 2 of the race, and around the outside, that was a great corner, but then we're sliding a little bit. Now we're already starting the second corner of the second lap, and we're going to go around the outside for this blue Nissan Skyline GTR, and we're going to get 7th place here, 1.7 miles. And now we're going into the middle straight of the race. Okay, I know I skipped almost the whole race, but now we're starting lap 6, because this race was so long, it was so boring. I had basically nothing to commentate about the whole race, but there it is, guys. First place, 6.4 kilometers on the 6th lap. Oh my goodness, this race was super boring, guys. I just overtook cars and just won the race. It was super easy actually, but now we're just about to win the race. There we go, guys. We have now won the British Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, that took a really, really long time, and we basically got no reward from that. That was completely not worth it. But now we got crew manager for free. That's alright. But now we'll be moving on to the next race. Okay guys, our next race is going to be the final race with the 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec R34. 2 laps at Silverstone. I think this is the first track that we started with in the 6-cylinder Annihilation series. But because it is the showcase, it means that this is the last race that will be with the Nissan Skyline GTR. And also I think this is the last series with it. No, wait, this is the second last series with it. This only had 3 series the whole game. Because I think after amateur, this car is completely gone. But it was really cheap, I think. Not really that much gold or RS. But now back to the racing. 2 laps at Silverstone. And it is a showcase, meaning that this definitely will be all Nissan Skyline GTR R34s. And it is only the 16 car grid. I think that's because this is the 2 laps only. Let's try to prove them wrong and show them that we can actually win this race within 1 lap, even though if it could have been 22 cars. Now already going through more than half of the grid now, up to 8th place in the race already, and we're just about to go into the top 5 now. Let's prove Real Racing 3 wrong and show them that we can do this and we can win even with 22 cars in 2 laps. Now around the outside to get podium position, sliding a little bit, but now going to overtake this yellow Nissan GTR, and now we're catching up to the red GTR here to get 3rd place in the race. And right after this is going to be the podium cars now. And there we go, we have now gone into the podium positions and catching up very quickly to the 1st and 2nd place GTRs to the outside for both of them, but we're sliding a little bit, so it has to be around the inside for the 1st place GTR. And we have already taken the lead of the British Grand Prix within the 1st lap of the race. And that right there is going to be the finish line. We could definitely win this race with 22 cars right there. But now going to the first corner of the final lap, we're starting to pull away from the 2nd place from the 2nd place GTR. I confused it with BMW because last season, the last series we did was the street spec skirmish, and there was 2 BMWs with there, and they were both the 2nd and the 1st fastest car in the series. So every time I overtake them and got in the 1st place, I'd usually say when I'm pulling away from BMW. But now we're in 6-cylinder Annihilation series, and we're going to the final few corners of the race already. This is a very short track, but we definitely could have made it with 22 car grid. But now look at that, we're already, oh no, we slid a little bit. Now we lost a little bit of time. But now we're going into the final corner of the race. There it is, guys. That is the finish line right there, and we're going to win the British Grand Prix. There we go. But that means sadly we have to not be able to see the beautiful GTR V-Spec anymore. But luckily there will be another series with it, which is I think called Global Production Pursuit, with a brand new car, the Chevrolet Cobalt Super Sport. But now we'll be moving on to the next race. Okay guys, our next race is going to be Elimination at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm pretty good at the oval and the track circuit. But now because the showcase has been completed for the Nissan Skyline, we'll be moving on to the next car in the series, the Nissan 370Z Z34. And it should be a lot better than the 350Z, because I think the 350Z was just about 20 PR. This one is just about 30 PR. 10 PR more. It's not, I don't really know how much of a difference that is in actually the feel of the car, but it sounds big, so it should be big. But now we're starting the elimination race, and immediately at the start of the race, we're already going to start overtaking, because this car is the next car fully upgraded and fully serviced. And look at that, we're already going to take the lead now into the podium, 2nd and 1st place. We have now taken the lead of the American Grand Prix within the 1st straight, not even the 1st corner, but then we go off track, but we're just able to keep the lead of the race. That 2nd place yellow Nissan was just about to catch up. And also the 370Z has the driver on the left side instead of the Silvia and the Skyline's right side. But now we're pulling away immediately from the 2nd place car. We basically already completed the race. Super easy race, especially because we have just now moved on to the next car. Going after the showcase and then to the next car is probably the best way to do this while checking out every single car in the series. And now we're going to be pulling away from the 2nd place car. Look at that, already 5 people have been eliminated. And now we're going into the banked section of the track, meaning we'll be able to pull away very quickly. I'm pretty sure in this version I was able to get more than 1,000 yards within 2 laps of this. Just this part of the track in a previous race, I got more than 800 yards from doing this. And look at how quickly we're pulling away from 2nd place. That difference between the 370Z and the Skyline is huge. Actually, the Skyline has 50 in PR, and this is just about 30. So in terms of PR, it's almost a 2 times difference. But now we're now into the top 3%, the top three, meaning that we're guaranteed at least a podium position. And actually, we have big enough lead that I could maybe start just lifting off and still win the race, because we're just about 500 yards lead now. And there it is, third place car has been eliminated, and we're now guaranteed in the top two. We definitely can win this race even if we let go of the title right now. Now we're going into a straight, and we're definitely going to be pulling away now from second place. There we go. I think before we hit this end of the straight, first place will be eliminated. There we go, guys. Second place has been eliminated, and we have now won the American Grand Prix, and we'll be moving on to the next race. Okay, guys, our next race is going to be a cup at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and this one is likely going to be the oval version of the track, because we just had the race on the other version of the track. It is going to be 3 laps, meaning that there will be likely the full 22 car grid. And look at that, guys, I think it will be the oval version of the track, and it is going to be the 22 car grid, I think so. And also it looks like there's going to be a full Nissan Skyline grid as well. Yep, it is a 22 car grid, and as for now, I don't see any other cars except for Nissan Skylines. But now we're already overtaking everyone now, already up to 17th, now 16th, almost went halfway through the whole grid. Now around the outside, we're getting lots of overtakes, going to the middle now, and we've already gotten more than 10 cars through, more than halfway through the grid. And we're going to overtake this yellow, then around the outside for this blue one, going a little bit off track now, and we're going to get into the top 7 now. And there we go, guys, we're now chasing the fifth place car. I think they're all still very close together. We might actually get everyone here in the first lap, and there we go, we have already taken the lead of the American Grand Prix. Everyone from 5th place to 1st place was right together, so we could have easily overtake everyone at the same time. Now we have already taken the lead within the first lap, the American Grand Prix, and now we'll be speeding through to start this second lap of the race. That was probably the easiest race so far. And actually, except for the first race we had, where we already started the 1,000 yards in lapping cars. But now we're going through the second lap of the race into the first corner, sliding a little bit. But now we're still pulling away very quickly from the second place Skyline GTRs. Probably the best race for this one, because this car has a high top speed, especially compared to the Skyline GTR. I mean, just look at how much we're pulling away from the Skyline GTRs in second place in the straight line. But now we're going to start the third lap of the race in the final 2 corners, and maybe we could actually get 750 yards in this race. Now we're going to the final corner, into the final straight, into the third lap of the race, the final lap of the race, 165 miles per hour. And there it is, guys, I see the finish line, and there we go. We're now starting the final lap of the race, the third lap of the race, into the first corner. And actually, we're already up to 750 yards, now 800 yards from the Skyline behind us. They're definitely super slow Skylines, and that just shows you how much of an advantage to have this 370Z versus the Nissan Skyline GTRs. But now we're going to the final to the back straight of the track, and now we're going to the final 2 corners of the track. This is probably a very easy win. And now we're sliding again in the same part we did before, but we have already 1,000 yards lead between us and second place. Oh my goodness, that just shows you how much power the 370Z has over the Skylines. Already 1,000 yards within the first 3 laps. And now we're going to win the American Grand Prix, and there we go, guys. And now we'll be moving on to the next race. Okay, guys, we're now at the final race of the episode, and the final race in this tier, actually. 3 laps at Laguna Seca. I'm probably very good at this track. I have lots of experience at it, especially with the GT cars. But now we're going to start the race, and it's definitely going to be the 22 car grid. And also within the first corner, we're definitely going to get a lot of overtakes. And actually, we're already starting to see now BMW 1 Series M Coupe, which is actually the fourth car in we get in the whole game in Pure Stock Challenge, and it is one of the best cars I've actually seen. It has just about the same amount of PR as this one, even though that BMW has is in 2 series back. But now we're going into the first corner of the race. Around the outside, we're definitely going to get lots of overtakes here. Look at that, already up to 15th. But then there's a Paul Walker livery on that Nissan GTR. I told you guys there's definitely going to be a lot of Nissan Skyline GTR liveries for Paul Walker. But now we're going up into the 12th place, now 13. Then catching up to the 12th place Nissan Skyline, but it is blocked by another Skyline, so we can easily overtake 2 in 1. Now we have already gotten 10 cars past and also halfway through the whole grid. Now we're going to, oh no, but we got blocked by a brown Nissan Skyline. I'm pretty sure we got blocked by a brown Skyline before in the Brands Hatch race, but now we're behind these 2 red Skylines. Oh no, we're gonna get double blocked. No, we'll not, because we just managed to go through around the outside 3 in 1. There's also a BMW S Drive, meaning that the cars are definitely going to get better now. But already the showcase for the 370Z is near, so we'll be moving on to the next car of the series. But now we're already gone up into 6th place. We're definitely going to get 5th place into the final corner of the race, but not just enough space for us to keep 6th place. But now we're going to overtake 5th place. There we go, guys. We're now into the top 5 in the race, and now we're going to overtake 4th place, and we're definitely going to start chasing the podium place cars now, getting closer. And they're all Nissan Skylines, meaning that we'll definitely be able to wait. That red one is actually a 370Z, just like ours, but we're still definitely going to overtake this because we have fully upgraded and fully serviced car. Now we're catching up to the red 370Z, and there we go. We have now taken 2nd place in the race, and we're catching up very quickly to the Nissan Skyline in 1st place within the first 2 laps, and maybe in the 3rd lap we'll be able to get a fast one. But now we're going into a straight, and we're catching up very quickly to the 1st place Skyline, and we have now taken the lead of the American Grand Prix within 2 laps. And on the 3rd lap, let's try to get a fast lap. There you go, guys. We have now taken the lead. Let's go into 1st person, guys. Look at that. We're already starting to pull away. Probably not going to get this same amount of a big lead in the Grand Prix for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 1000 yards, but we definitely are going to win this race. Now we have almost basically secured it, and now we're going into the final corner of the track, and we're going to start the final lap of the race. Let's see our time to beat 1 minute, just around 1 minute 30 seconds. And now we're accelerating into the finish line, and the time we need to beat on the 3rd lap is 1 minute 27.8. I think that will be definitely easy to break because now we have no traffic, no cars blocking us. So we should be able to get the fast lap here. And also now I've gotten used to this car on this track. And now we're already pulling away very quickly from the Nissan Skylines behind us. Okay, now going to the middle section of the track, and we're pulling away even more from the Nissan Skylines behind us. This car is so powerful compared to the Nissan Skylines. And also we overtook the BMWs pretty easily, so this car definitely is good enough to win races against BMWs. But now we're pulling away from the Skylines, and we're just about to start the final section of the track. I think this after this straight is a corner called the corkscrew. I'm not sure what it's really called, but I think it's called this corner as a corkscrew. But now we're going into the final sector of the track, meaning that we're definitely getting closer to get the fastest lap and also to win the whole race. Now we're pulling away even more from the Nissans. We are pulling away a little bit more from the Skylines. Now going into the straight into the final corner of the track, and now we're into the final corner. 1 minute 27.8, I think. Now going to 3rd person, and I think we just about got the fastest lap there. 1 minute 26, just less than 1 second to be faster than the second lap time. But now we'll be getting our rewards for completing 25% of 6-cylinder Annihilation series. There it is, guys. We have now completed 25% of 6-cylinder Annihilation series, 5,000 hours and 5 gold. So that will be it for this episode. So like, subscribe, and bye, guys.